Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Peter Tlatelpa, PhD in organic chemistry. I am one of the formulation chemists here at Dynamic Muscle. Today, we'll be discussing one of my favorite pre-workouts and branched-chain amino acid formulas, Savage Roar and Vindicate, a little bit of science. Savage Roar. Right here, we have the primary ingredients found in our formula for our pre-workout. They each have its own intricate role in the whole concept or the whole world of fitness and muscle, peak and muscle endurance.
And we are here to pump you up.
Explain it as best we can and say what the research really tells us. So BetaAlanine, we have it in about 3.2 grams in our formulation. BetaAlanine is the precursor to the production of carnosine. In the presence of BetaAlanine and the amino acid histidine, we get a condensation reaction that produces our carnosine. Now, BetaAlanine is actually the rate-limiting precursor that leads to the production of this guy. What does that mean? Well, that means that the amount of beta-alanine that's circulating in your body is very dependent on how much free carnosine you have in your body. Carnosine is a dipeptide that is abundantly primarily found in skeletal muscle. It has a pKa, I think, of about 6.8, and so it acts as a very, very good buffer in the body, especially when we're working out and producing a bunch of protons. The increased level of carnosine should blunt acidosis and should help us train harder and for a little bit longer.
I can! Yes, you can! Yes, you can! Come on, let's go! No, don't leave me here! Yes! Woo!
Next, we have Citrulline Malate. Citrulline malate is actually a very, very interesting compound. Citrulline itself has been shown to clear plasma ammonia concentration and lactate buildup in the body.
You are terminated.
While malate itself, for you biology majors out there, is actually involved in the TCA cycle. And so incorporating this into our formula should, in theory, increase energy production for us to have more productive workouts. Elkhart Night L-Tarot. Well, this is just a salt form of this guy to increase the solubility of the primary compound, Elkhart Night. Elkhart Night has been known for actually quite some time. It actually can shuffle long chain amino acids into the mitochondria and subjugate them to oxidation.
That does make sense.
What does that mean? Basically, it means to fat metabolism. And so while we're working out, the concept is we're spending all this energy to move around weight or to do our cardio, and hopefully the presence of Elkhart Night can take some of that stored fatty acid in our body,
Get in my belly!
and convert it into energy. And so we incorporated this in 500 milligram dosage. The next compound is N-acetyltyrosine in 500 milligrams. N-acetyltyrosine is a precursor to dopamine, a very important neurotransmitter. And so we included N-acetyltyrosine at 500 milligrams. The acetyl group is just installed to mimic a prodrug, essentially, long story short, or in chemistry terms, to increase the solubility in the body. But this guy right here is known to increase cognitive function and to increase focus when you're working out or doing something strenuous for your body.
Focus, Trinity.
The next one, caffeine. I mean, what do we need to say about caffeine? We drink caffeine every day of our life. It is one of the most researched compounds in the dietary supplement industry. Its structure is very similar to adenosine. It is a purine type skeleton, and it increases alertness by essentially blocking the effects of binding of its cognate ligand adenosine. Adenosine is actually known to increase drowsiness. So having caffeine essentially kick off caffeine from its receptor would increase your alertness. Not only that, there's been a lot of other research that shows that caffeine can actually increase the amount of force, the contractile force that your muscles undergo, which is extremely important in a pre-workout formulation, as it could lead to greater strength and greater force pull when you're pushing around massive amounts of weight. Horridine itself, this N,N-dimethyltriamine, is a central nervous system stimulant. It actually increases metabolism and can increase the amount of weight that we can manage when we're exercising or eating a balanced diet. Bitter orange extract at 50 milligrams. This guy is actually very, very interesting. The actual name is para-synephrine. There's essentially a hydroxyl group that is para to this substituent on the benzene group. And so this structure actually is very similar, extremely similar to adrenaline and epinephrine. And so the concept is that having this in any pre-workout formulation will increase thermogenesis by its action as mimicking adrenaline or epinephrine.
You're giving her an injection of adrenaline straight to her heart, but she's got a breastplate. You gotta pierce through that. So what you gotta do is you gotta bring the needle down in a stabbing motion.
So bitter orange extract is the 7th ingredient. It's actually a very interesting ingredient. We included this in 50 milligrams, but the actual active ingredient that's found in bitter orange is actually this para-synephedrine. Its structure is very similar to adrenaline and to epinephrine. And so what does this do? This guy, we included it because in theory, it should actually increase our metabolism and should increase the amount of fat that we can oxidize by increasing thermogenesis. This guy, since it mimics ephedrine or adrenaline, can actually increase thermogenesis in our body, which should increase the amount of fat that we can, in quote, oxidize during our workouts. And so lastly, BioFree. It's actually the one ingredient that I always get questions on from everyone. Why do we include BioFree in our formula? Well, BioFree contains this active molecule, this bipyrine, and it's actually a very interesting molecule. Been actually 2 very good studies that suggest BioFree in the combination with, I think they did it with coenzyme 10 and with curcumin. It shows that this can increase the bioavailability of those vitamins or a drug. And what does that translate to into our formula? Well, if we're going to the gym and we have a pre-workout, let's say we have a banana, a protein shake, a steak, whatever it is, including BioFree in our formula should, in theory, increase the bioavailability of those nutrients in those products that we consume by the action of this guy. And so we get more amino acids, we get more creatine, we get more glutamine, we get more sugars that in theory can be shuffled into our muscles to allow us to have a more effective workout. And so there you have it, guys. Savage Roar, a basic overview of our formula and our compounds. Hopefully soon I can discuss the organic chemistry of these guys. Stay tuned.